my channel. This is Living Triumphantly, and I am here to help you today solve a problem. I call you creators because, well, this is my first video for Living Triumphantly. And I call you creators because once you get through these things that we're going to go over from time to time, you will see that your life will change and you will be able to burst through whatever has been holding you back. So I'm here and I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today. Today we'll be talking about how to forgive. When I got with the Lord, one of the things that He really channeled into me, one of the things that He showed me that was so important to Him, like this was the very first step almost into my walk with the Lord. And it's like I couldn't go on unless I conquered this step. And so forgiveness was very important to Him. Because if you can't forgive, how can He forgive you? And we all know the truth that we've all done so many things. Well, we don't even deserve forgiveness. But if we ask the Father, He is very much faithful enough to go ahead and forgive us. So what makes us want to think that we can actually hold something against anyone, no matter what they did? And so today I am very excited to talk about this video. It's something that I feel like a lot of people have went through. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do in order to forgive is to be real with ourselves. And you'll see me looking down from time to time because I have it wrote down as a few steps and go forth with this process because it is a process. So the first thing is to be real with yourself. Oftentimes when people need to forgive someone else, they often sweep it up on the rug or they ship it in a box and put it on their shelves. This is called ignoring the issue. So sometimes a person can hurt us so badly that we will just want to forget it. We want to push it out of our mind. This is how I personally used to cope with my problems, my issues. It was so hurtful to me that I didn't even want to think about it. But then at the same time, I knew that I had to do it. I knew that I had to, not rather forgive, but I kind of fixated in my mind that I was fine. So you can definitely do that. Another thing is that you know that you need to forgive and you're just too stubborn to do it. So here it is. Be real with yourself that you need to forgive. That's first. Number two, you need to identify whom. Okay, now you're probably asking yourself, like, why would she say this? Why would she say who? Of course you know who you need to forgive. You know who hurt you. Okay, well, this is why I say this. Identify who you need to forgive, because first of all, it could be multiple people. It does not have to be just one person. It could be many people. And also, if you are the person that needs, like, let's say you did something super wrong and you're actually holding it against yourself, you are also included in that number. You need to forgive you as well and actually make a list of people that you need to forgive. Sometimes some people are more unforgiving than others. So if you hold a lot of grudges, you're probably going to have a lengthy list of people that you need to forgive. I'm laughing about it because I'm not that way, but I find it kind of comical on how somebody can hold like the smallest thing against you. And I don't know why you would be like that, but some people are like that. And so you may be that person. It may be that serious. Anybody who crossed you like wrong for the slightest little thing, you may need to forgive them. So make that list, okay? Make that list, and then that way that gives you some kind of direction. And go one person at a time. Don't do it all at once. Go from the easiest to the hardest, and that should get you through that, making that list. The next thing you want to discover is what it is. So with this list that you're going to make, beside each person's name, you need to write down everything that you need to forgive them for. There needs to be a reason why you need to forgive this person or these people, okay? And this is also important because it'll help you stay focused. Sometimes this particular step takes a minute because sometimes one person can hurt you in many different ways. What you need to do in this case is you need to probably sum it up as much as possible. So if you have a person who has let you down time after time, for example, you just need to point blank say, forgive them for being unreliable, irresponsible. Forgive them for being not there for me. That needs to just get summed up all into one take. You don't need to tell what dates. You don't need to get that specific with it. Just sum it up. One thing, if they've done multiple angles of things, like haven't been there for you, if they've lied on you, if they were physical with you, okay, those are different categories. Get the hint here? Those are all different categories, okay? Oftentimes, there are things that you have just done that you cannot believe you did, you can't believe you said it, and when you think about it, like, who am I? How in the world did I do that? How in the world did I hurt that person? Sometimes something may replay over and over in your mind. I know as a little girl, I had someone confide in me, another child, that something took place. Something happened to them. And then as they confided in me, I went and told my mom, and my mom told me that don't worry about it, such and such. Well, as an adult, I grew up blaming myself. I really was hurt that I didn't do more. I was so hurt. And God had to free me from that, because ultimately it was not my fault, and I did do the right thing. So that is something that I had to forgive me for. It took a lot out. When he finally delivered me from that, it took a lot, and I felt so free afterwards. And I apologized to the person. He told me it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. It was, So the next step that you want to do, step number 5, is to pray about it. You thought I was going to leave this step out? Well, no. This was one of the most, it should have been at the top. But I put it at number 5 so that you can kind of think about it. Pray about it. Talk to God about it. He's there anyway. You're just wasting time if you don't. Talk to him about it and let him help you. Sometimes a person can hurt you so bad. There's just no way that you can get through it without God. It's no way that you can forgive them by yourself. So when you invite God to pray to him about this forgiveness issue, you actually invite him to help you out and partner with you. He'll help you. He'll help you. So you want to definitely focus on that. Take some time and lay it all out on the line where you're talking to him about your issues. This, of course, is after you make your list on who and what. Okay? Forgiving yourself and so forth. Go ahead and bring him in your situation. He's going to lift that burden off your back, and he's going to help you to forgive whomever you need to forgive. Now, it may be a process, but when you pray to him, that means it begins. So this is a step that cannot be overlooked. You can actually overlook any other step but this one. This is actually the most important step to forgiveness. Lay it on the line, tell God why you can't forgive them. Tell them what they did to you, what you wish you could have did. Don't blame yourself for it. Like, you blame yourself and you cannot. It's no way. It's nothing you could have done because you weren't prepared, and you just, it's nothing. So again, pray about it. Okay? Pray about it. And the last step, number 6, is act on it. After you have reached a point where you know you're ready, don't let it take too long either. Act on it. And what I mean by act on it is, I mean, call them, go see them, whatever you write them. Some of you all have to write letters. Whatever you have to do to reach them, do so. Now, if the person is deceased, then that'll be between you and God. You'll end at step 5. You won't have to go on to step 6. And what happens is, when you contact this person in some type of manner, you free yourself. A load is lifted. You've gotten it off your chest, and that's all you needed. And that's the road, or in the road, of you needing to forgive that person or those people. It's as simple as that. And that the list that we just created, that is a process, and understand that it's a process. Sometimes it's not going to happen overnight. But I believe in you, and I think that you can do it. But most of all, you have to do it. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. So I hope that today that this video was very helpful to many of you. My hope for this video is that you all will not even be able to move on until you complete this step. It's so important. My hope is that you will conquer this matter. Unforgiveness harbors in your heart and affects every aspect of your life.